Hey, what's happening guys? Mike Moo here. In this video, I'm going to share with you some information about the Bionaire window fan. This is easily one of the best window fans that I've ever tested, and I've tested quite a lot of them. I have experience with this with about 3 of these different versions, and some of them I've had some issues with, so I want to talk about some of those issues. But overall, I'm just going to get to the point. This is easily the best window fan that I've tested in its price range, and that's everything under $75 or $80. That was pretty much my budget at the time when I was starting to look at these window fans. Going over some of the features of the window fan, this will fit horizontally or vertically just like any other window fan, but it also has an expansion section over here so that you can actually expand both sides. This one is an adjustable. This one is not an adjustable one. It has a couple of segments. This one is the adjustable one on this side that allows you to adjust it via kind of like an accordion, drawing in and out of the unit. Unit basically comes with, at least from Costco, it comes like this, which is basically the unit, the user manual, and remote control, and also two AAA batteries that are used in the remote control. So you can go ahead and see that over here. This right here, you have a quick user guide, quick little user manual. There's not a whole lot that you can see over there. Plus it comes with 2 AAA batteries over here. This is that expansion side that you can go ahead and stick on the left-hand side with the product facing you. You will see that this one is non-adjustable, but if you want to get additional sides here to expand it, you can. This looks like it's a pretty universal type of expansion thing on the side, but I'm pretty sure you can order this online directly from Bionaire. Down here, of course, we have the remote control. Now this remote control has a power and speed fan setting that is all one single button, and it starts out at low speed, medium, and then high, and then off. Temperature up and down setting over here. The different modes, whether or not you want it automatically adjusted or manually adjusted, and then the airflow, whether you want the air to come in, go out, or exchange, meaning one fan gets set for coming in and the other fan gets set for getting out. So that does a quick little air exchange. AAA batteries go in here. It's a little, you kind of want to have some fingernails to go and open this up, but once you set it in there, the battery should last for a really long time like any other remote control. So this is pretty much what the unit looks like. This is the side that faces outside, towards the outside of the window. And as you can see, it's got a nice grill here. This is actually a more sturdier grill than some of the cheaper ones. It is, of course, the whole thing is made of plastic. I mean, you're not paying an arm and leg for a unit like this. So this is all made of plastic. It looks pretty well. If you actually want to clean the unit, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but all you need is to get a nice long-necked Phillips screwdriver. There's 1 screw, 2 screw, 3 screw, 4 screws, 5, 6, 7 screws that you have to release in order to get to the grill, in order to get to the 2 propellers in here. Now, another thing that I've noticed in some other fans is that when they're being operated on lower speeds, I've had one where the fan was a little bit off balanced, and that was enough for me to get the unit and return it and for another one. So the quality control of some of these units is really not the best, but you know, this is a relatively cheap item made in China. What do you expect? You're not paying $150 for it. You're only paying $40, $50, or $60 for it. Okay, so this is what it looks facing the inside. It only comes, of course, in one color, and you're looking right at it. It's a little bit darker tone on the outside section and lighter tone on the inside, which kind of more matches most interiors that tend to be a little bit lighter inside anyway. You got the control panel. This here is the remote control sensor down below. You will definitely don't want any obstructed view on here. I know that some of you are really sensitive to light, as am I, and the LED screen is fairly bright, even though it has an adjustable brightness button right over here. This still remains pretty bright, so some of you might want to put tape over it. Just don't tape over this piece right here, or you might wonder why your remote control is not working. It's got a couple of buttons. You got the power, of course, starts out low, medium, high, but whatever mode that you're starting out at, it also starts at the highest speed for a second or two before it slows down to the set speed that you have over here. The mode is whether or not you want it to automatically turn on or off based on the temperature setting that you have it set at. This is the display, which tells you the current temperature that it is sensing, okay, inside. Okay, this is a temperature sensing inside. Inside, well, basically, it's pretty much the temperature that this figures out is around here. Now, I'm not sure exactly where the temperature sensor is, but it is probably somewhere in here, back here somewhere. Anyways, that tells you what the current ambient temperature is inside. At least that's what it was designed for. And when you press the temperature up or down over here, this is to adjust for the temperature setting when you're doing an automatic mode of how much cooler you want the unit to be drawing in the air. Okay, so if you set it at 69 degrees and the inside right now it says 76, the fan's going to turn on, it's going to draw in the cool air all the way until it gets down to 69 degrees. Now, if you live in a really hot area and let's say during the summer it never gets down to 69 degrees, the fan's going to stay on basically all night long. Remember, this is not an air conditioner. That's just the setting that you're going to adjust it so that the fan turns on or off at. And then finally, we have an airflow button. You press it, it toggles between in, out, and exchange. 3 different settings. One issue that I have with this is there is no immediate press the button to turn it off. So constantly, if you want to go ahead and turn it off and you keep it in low setting like I do, you're going to have to press it again to push it to medium, press it again to get it high, and press it once more to turn it off. And each time you press it, it creates that really obnoxious beep that I guess was designed for people who just can't hear because the beep is really loud. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and I'll demonstrate some of those things, those settings. One more thing. On these newer units, at least, there is actually a replaceable fuse right here, right over here. There's a replaceable fuse in here, in this basically socket right here. And it looks like it's a 5 amp fuse. You can go ahead and slide this open with a really small flat screwdriver and get to the fuse and replace it. I know that there were some issues with some older units where the fuse was not easy to access and there were some complaints about that, but now you don't have to worry about it. So that's really great. Okay, so in operation, this is where we're at right now. You plug it in, see this light comes on. You press it again. You can press it to adjust the light level, usually. I don't know why this one's not responding. Oh, there we go. It actually has to be on for it to respond. So this is the brightest, this is the medium, and this is low. As you can tell on the camera, very little difference between all of these. The lowest is probably what you're going to be setting at most of the time when you're indoors. And right now, this is completely off. Okay, I press the button once, it'll go to low. But you notice that before it did that, it actually had to go to high speed before it coming down to low. Press that again. It also, once again, has to go to a higher speed before it goes down, and press it one more time to get it high. So this is on low, and it's on automatic, right? That means that if it doesn't achieve this temperature, 69 degrees that I have it set here, then it will remain on. Now, if I set this at 74 degrees by pressing up all the way down, the unit will turn off after like a degree or two after that. Okay, so at 74 degrees, it's at 73 degrees right now. It'll still remain on for a little bit, and once it gets a little bit cooler, it will automatically turn off. Now, if I switch it to 76 degrees, you'll notice that the unit already turned off already. So if the temperature actually reaches 76 degrees, that's when the fan will turn on and it will pull in the cooler, fresher air from the outside. That's an automatic. you want to override any of that, you just press the mode button, basically turn this light off, which is the auto on mode, and you turn that off and the fan will just stay on. It'll just function like a regular fan at the setting that at the speed that you have. Okay, so airflow, you got in, you got out, and you got exchange. Now, the exchange on the two different fans is non-adjustable. So if I turn this on right now, you'll see that this one sucks it out and this one brings it in. Unlike some other fans where you can independently adjust the fans, that's just the way it's going to be. So that's something you got to keep in mind, particularly in vertical windows, where if you want the inside of the air coming out, it's better to have this on the lower side because heat rises, and then have this suck it out. Okay, so it's better to basically put it in this way, because the cool air comes in here, the warm air comes out the top or the right hand side, and you know that's the most optimal way to set it up in a room when you're doing in the exchange mode. Of course, horizontally there's not a whole lot you can do about that. That's just something that you know, it's just non-adjustable anyway, and it's at a flat plane. You're just going to have to remember that this is going to bring air in and this is going to suck it out. Okay, I think that covers just about everything that I wanted to mention about the functionality and the features on here. This adjusts accordion wise. You got to release these two things up here, these two tabs up here at the top, one over there, one over here. You got to release that a bit so that you can pull these out, and then when you want to lock in place at the setting you're at, you just press that in and press that in, and that just kind of holds it out there, if you will, and then you just go ahead and mount this on the window. There are actually some lips over here on this side to keep it to keep your window actually door right here in between. That's where you want to adjust it. Little handle here on the back to make it easier to control when you're doing the placing. And then on the bottom, it's a nice little groove over here for the power cord to go either way. So those are some useful little things about this fan here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can hear the high-pitched sound on this model in auto mode. And I'm going to adjust the temperature up higher. And yes, I can still hear it. So this is true even of this one. This one is less noisy than the other one that I have. So so again, as I was saying, the sound and the high-pitched sound that the circuitry in here emits will vary from unit to unit. And this one seems to be a little bit less than the other unit I have in the window. Just a little bit. It's pretty darn close. It's really, really hard to tell, but it's really close. Of course, once the fan is on, though, I won't be able to hear much of any difference. Honestly, though, even with those issues that I mentioned, the Bionaire window fan that I have linked down below is still the best window fan that I've ever tested and ever used. Compared to the other window fans that I've had, I think the most recent one I've tested was a Holmes window fan. Granted, it was relatively cheaper. That one seems to make a lot more noise and less air flow than this one, and the difference is pretty much astounding. With this thing on in low, medium, and high, I can feel the air coming in at even 20 to 30 feet away, and it still feels like a really strong gust of air coming in. The one thing that I wish, though, was that there was an even slower speed than low, something that is silent. And that's something that I have yet to find where you can adjust it so that while there's still decent amount of airflow, that it is inaudible. And that would be the next level window fan for me. Not just have a really fast, high speed of air coming in, but also something that I could use at night that is not too bright, doesn't make too much sound, doesn't turn on a maximum blast whenever I switch the controls over here, and is so silent that I can go ahead and rest and sleep with the fan just a couple of feet away from my head. All right, but still, I give this the highest rating that I can possibly give, and it still is the best in 2019 so far here in the United States. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please forgive me if this is way too technical or nerdy or geeky, as sometimes my wife says. I just get too far into the details. That's why I wanted to tell you up front that I think this is still the best window fan you can get today. Thanks for watching. Please give this a like and subscribe for more, and I will catch you in the next video.